Hi, I'm Sharon Goody. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to make Cajun chicken pasta featuring the new Philadelphia cooking cream. Today I'm using savory garlic. It's fantastic and I'm sure your family's going to love this recipe as well. So let's get started. Okay, so why don't we go over the ingredients. We're going to need about 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil to get us started. We're going to be using 4 split chicken breasts, and we're going to season those up with some Cajun seasoning. I find that it's easier just to put it right in the plate and mash the chicken down on there. I'll show you that in just a minute. We're going to have a little extra garlic here, 2 tablespoons of fresh parsley, a couple pinches of salt, about 4 tablespoons of butter, 1 medium onion chopped, 1 pound of mushrooms sliced, 1 pint of heavy whipping cream, some fresh ground pepper, and I like to use a mix of wheat and regular spaghetti. Now to get started, I've started a pot of boiling salted water, about 5 quarts of water, 2 tablespoons of salt. That should be good. And the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and season my chicken. So I'm just going to take the chicken breast in the plate and mash that right on there, and that way they get completely coated. You can always use less Cajun seasoning if your family doesn't like it as spicy, but my family absolutely loves the spicy food. Okay, now that we have the chicken breast all seasoned up, I'm going to give my hands a good wash and we'll get started on the rest of the recipe. Okay, now I'm going to start with about 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, and I'm just going to put that right down here in the pan. Doesn't have to be exact. And we're going to put in the chopped onion. Let that saute and get tender up, and as we're going to add the pound of mushrooms, sliced mushrooms as well. We're going to give those just a little pinch of salt. It's starting to smell good in here. Now I've got these mushrooms and onions sauteing here in this pan over medium-high heat. It's going to take us about 7 or so minutes to get these to sweat out and get tender how we're going to want them. Okay, about 5 minutes into sauteing the mushrooms and the onions, I make little spaces with the onions and the mushrooms so that I can put the chicken right in there. So we're going to add the chicken. And I'm doing that because I want everything to get all the taste and all the spices. And if I add the chicken in right now, then it's going to spice up the mushrooms and the onions, and it's going to be absolutely delicious. We're looking really good. It's time to flip that chicken and see how all of those spices just went right into the chicken. It's going to be so yummy. This is my children's favorite, believe it or not, being this spicy. Between my husband and I, we have 7 children, and we live outside of Chicago. So on their birthdays, we always ask them, what did you like for your birthday dinner? And you would think that with all the great restaurants in Chicago, they'd want to go there. But no, they always want Cajun chicken pasta. So maybe we should start calling it birthday chicken pasta. Now that I've got all that chicken flipped, I'm going to go ahead and add our pasta. Get that going, give that a little stir. Okay, we've been cooking for about 10-12 minutes now, and I am going to remove the chicken from the pan and set it aside for just a couple minutes, and we're going to deglaze this pan and get all these yummy seasonings off the bottom of the pan. I'm going to deglaze this pan with a couple tablespoons of butter. Yay, butter. And give that just a little scrape to get up all that seasoning down at the bottom of the pan. You could deglaze the pan with a little chicken stock or a little white wine if you like. Now that my butter's melted, here comes the yum. We're going to add right into the middle our Philadelphia cooking cream. We're using the savory garlic today, and I'm so glad they came up with this. It's just amazing. cooks so well with it. We can't leave any in there. Let's get it all out. And we're going to add chopped garlic. I have about 2 cloves here. And we're going to add it at this point so that it doesn't overcook and get bitter. We're going to add just a little bit more pinch of salt. Helps that garlic get sweated out. And we're going to give everything a big stir here. Now the chicken's hanging out over on the side so we can make the sauce. But we've got all of its Cajun seasoning spices in here, and it's going to be really, really good. Okay, now I'm going to add our pint of heavy whipping cream. What could be better? We've got Philadelphia cream cheese, butter, and heavy whipping cream. Oh, that's the way to a man's heart, isn't it? Anyway, we're going to let that get heated up to just a boil. And while that's going on, we're going to cut the chicken up into bite-sized chunks and put that back into the sauce. Okay, now I've got our chicken all cut up into bite-sized chunks, and it's hanging out in the Philadelphia cream cheese and the heavy whipping cream and the butter. Oh my goodness. I've got the pasta hanging out over here in the sink waiting for us to let this thicken up. And then as soon as this gets a little thicker, we will add the finishing touches, put it all together, and yum. Okay, our sauce is really thickening up now, and we're just going to add some fresh grated Parmesan cheese. If you don't have that handy, you can certainly use the pre-shredded Parmesan cheese. Just gives it an extra depth of cheesy flavor here. So we're just going to grate that down over the top. And as soon as I get that done, we're going to mix up the noodles in here. I used a small box of spaghetti. That's not quite a pound. And we're going to mix that up in with the chicken, the mushrooms, the Philadelphia cream cheese with the savory garlic flavor. Oh my goodness, it's fantastic. Okay, I've got the noodles all mixed in here. We're going to top that off with the chopped fresh parsley. And we're going to give that a quick stir. It gives that extra little bite of freshness in there. We're going to stir that up. Give that just a second to incorporate with the rest of the flavors in the pan. And voila! You have Cajun chicken pasta made with the Philadelphia cooking cream savory garlic. So we do have a couple of options with this dish. You can leave the chicken breast whole. You could serve it with the cream on top of the noodles, not with the noodles added in. You can serve it with chicken on the bone. It takes a little longer to prepare. Couldn't wait. This recipe is so quick and easy. You can do the prep work, cook it, eat it, and clean the kitchen all in less than an hour. I hope you enjoy.